Well, hello and welcome to the 10 people supposedly watching this stream. Now, I thought I had set the scheduled time to exactly on the hour. Turns out, I didn't. Anyway, today I'm going to be developing some mods with a primary focus on mine expansion and Dynasty. However, I'll probably switch up things and change around what I'm doing anyway. And to be fair, I don't even know where I'm going to start with this. I've left Shane to do all of the entity things because I've got no idea what he's trying to do with it. But I should probably check the Trello and switch the scene. There we go. So I'll quickly put this Trello page and figure out what's going on. So now according to this chart, we need to add more coin types. However, Shane didn't know that copper was being added in the latest update of Minecraft. So from that, he's decided to create copper ore. Now, I don't even know if this. I'll run the game and see what we've got. I've got no idea what he's done really. I've just kind of been letting him do stuff. So hopefully. I will try and turn my volume up. Hold on a second.
And here we have the mic. Okay, so and here we have the gear icon, so you need to click on this gear icon under this mic, and here we have the advanced audio properties. Click on that, and guys, here you can see we have this mic, the volume percentage. You can see currently we have this 100. Okay, so in order to increase that, so just write 300. You can see it's now increased.
So if we have advanced audio properties, is it going to be in there? I've got no idea. If we increase it, is it not just gonna get a bunch of random game? I've got no idea. Quite obviously I've got no idea what I'm doing with OBS. If that's not quite obvious already. Let's take a quick, we put 30 in there? We can't put 30 in there. Let's try put 10 in there. Can we get to 10? We can get to 10. Let's try and change that to I'm not sure. So I've put this output volume to 20 more decibels than it was already on. If it's too loud, then you can turn it down. I've got no idea how the audio should be. If that's okay, you can let me know. I've got no idea. I can try and turn it up more. I've got no idea what the maximum is or what is going on. But I am loading this game to find out what's being done. Okay, so that is the worst model in the world, but we can completely ignore that for a minute. Did you add copper to here? Give Dynasty copper coin. You have just hue shifted that, that's brilliant. Okay. Now we'll grab another item frame, make it look like it's actually part of this. Right, copper coin definitely needs a new texture of some description anyway. Because if you couldn't tell, we aren't very good at texturing or making any kind of asset for that matter. Looking at this in particular. But what I should do first is actually add all of the block items because not having them is a real pain because I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to go to the block registry and do that. So there is block items, but they aren't being called in there because we don't have any kind of creative group. So I'll have to create one of them. Right, where am I? If I go in the main class, I suppose I can do it in here for the time being, and we can move things out if this class gets too full. I mean, this could be probably moved to the common events anyway, because it is an event. But I'm going to create this item group just to get it started. So we want public. Well, should we have a public? Yeah, we may as well. Final item group. It's called tab. New item group. And let's just have the icon as new item stack of item registry. Gold coin. Yeah. Okay, that should be fine. Yeah, we'll just call ID like that. So, what have we got? We've got the item group, and we need to add all of that to there. So item properties dot group tab, because this is Mojang Mappins anyway. Dynasty dot tab. There we go. Now I'll rerun the game again. And we can actually figure out what things we have. And I didn't add the items because I don't know why I didn't add the items, because that's kind of the thing we need. So go into the item registry as well and do the same. Tab dynasty.tab. There we go. Now, theoretically, everything should be in there now. If anyone has any ideas for mods, like small things, I'm happy to make them because I like small things. For instance, I have it's better barrels, which is literally just adding a barrel you can pick up. And I might even port that to Forge because why the hell not? And if I can find this page. Oh, also any ideas for this mod would be perfectly welcome as well, because we don't know what we're doing. We kind of just set out and started a mod because we didn't really know what else to do. Oh, okay, here we go. Right, got the single player and this new world. Right, let's have a look. So we have this item group. We'll still need to add that to the lang file, just to make sure that is working. And me expanding the game is not good. I should probably not do that. Learn. Don't change the size. I'll have to fix that again because I'll have to restart the game, but we'll we'll fix that issue when it comes to it. Yeah. Okay. So we have gold coins, copper coins. This will definitely be removed because 1.17 add copper. At least I'm pretty sure it's part 1 anyway. And I don't even... Never mind. That will be removed. Because Shane had no idea that was added. More flowers, crops and vegetation. that's definitely something I like. I like flowers. I'll admit that I do like flowers. There are a lot of flowers which could make the game look more pretty. There's a few flowers that were going to be added in my expansion, which surprisingly enough still hasn't been finished yet. Uh, but we'll get to that later. So we currently have the coin press, and quite clearly the model is not complete, nor is the cutouts or the shapes even defined yet. But basically, this just takes in an item, so we'll get the gold ingot, and it renders, but I'll have to fix the lighting issue. And then after the data get block, after the time has finished, it will press. However, because it seems that my stream just died. Brilliant. Well, my stream just died for some reason. Uh, Not entirely sure what happened. Okay, so as I was saying, which you probably didn't hear, uh, we have some kind of overworld or here. I'm not entirely sure what this is. Coin deposit. As specified on the Trello that we were going to add some kind of, if I can find the structure as well, Jen. Coin deposits, some kind of underground structure, which is like a small little mine shaft kind of thing, which has a bunch of gold, coins, and everything like that. However, I'm not sure on how I'm going to design that. Whether I should have it more rustic feeling, more modern, or anything else. I'm currently looking at the Trello for what we actually need to do. I've left Shane to do all of the entity stuff because he seems to have that working fine. I added the coin press and the tile entities because I know more about tile entities than him, supposedly. We were going to add a generator. Should we add a generator? We're going to add a generator. Now, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure the generator is going to be used to power the coin press and everything else in the mod. So if I go into my block registry and register that. So, why is there so much space in here? I'm going to add this thing now. And we'll just call it generator. Generator block. New. No, that's not how that works. We'll actually have to create this block. New Java class. Bro, no, block. B-L-O-C-K. Anyway. Quite clearly I can't spell. Generate a block, which is, I suppose, just going to be a copy initially of the coin press. So I'll split that up. And we are extending the block. This is just the block, this is not the tile entity, so I probably didn't need to open that class. But we'll need the constructor anyway. And properties, we will just get rid of that and put them in here. So we can do the block.properties, or just grab property because it's a subclass. And we'll just do stone again. We'll fix this up and create our own kind of block properties later. And there's nothing else much in here apart from has tile entity, which is obviously going to be true, because I made that mistake the other day, set it to false. I'm not even sure why. Return a new... We don't have a class yet, so generate a block, generate a tile entity. I should probably start calling these block entities, because as of 1.17, they will be block entities. So tile entities won't really be a thing anymore. However, I forgot to, just before, I should have probably committed this to GitHub, because, so if we get rid of, let's get rid of that line, and that class. Added item group, and I'll also add it to the lang file. And if I can find the lang file, yeah, it's not. If anyone wants to translate mods, they're all up on GitHub, so if anyone speaks another language, then you can go ahead and translate it, pull request, and I should accept. Item group Dynasty. Yeah, that should be fine. And we can commit that to GitHub. And we may as well just push it straight away. Okay, there we go. So we can just add the thing completely straight now. Right, so we can close out GitHub for a second. And go back into the code where we can create our tile entity now, because we have the block. Java common tile entity. There we go. No, not there. Generate a tile entity. I presume this generator will act in a similar way to the coin press. I've got no idea currently how it will work. Whether it's going to be powered on fuel, custom fuel per se, or just coal. I think we'll probably go for coal at least to start with, and work around any other kind of sources of fuel if it comes to it. So just going to open the coin press because we can copy most of the code from that, except I'm going to write it out again. Will it have slots? Will the generator have slots is the real question. But we can't extend the base tile entity first because that has obvious main class methods we do need to use. We don't have a tile entity type yet. So we go in our tile entity registry and we register that. So we create a new static final registry object. And we shall call the generator tile entity and just call the register method. Not coin press. I'm still in that kind of thing anyway. So we want a new block array. No, inside of that. And we want block registry dot generator. There we go. Dot get because it's a registry object. Yeah, that makes sense completely. Okay, and because that is, yeah, takes in a parameter there, with tile entity registry, and just call the generator. There we go. Should be fine now. Oh, hold on. We need to import the class because otherwise it just won't work at all. Okay. I'm just going to commit that to GitHub now just because we have the tile entity registered towards the block. Added generate the tile entity. I'll just commit that to main and we will push it when we've got a bunch of stuff together so we can just push it as a tile entity. But it will be obviously in separate commits. Now the question is, should the generator have slots of the items it's going to have, or is it just going to convert straight into energy? I'm going to say it can hold a couple of items and it will burn that into the energy it will use to power other objects. So we're going to need these slots. So we've got public static final, there we go, quite easily. And we'll create a new, we'll just do the same as we've got in the coin press, but we'll add more. So we'll hold fuel slots, and we'll just create a new int array 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll have 5 slots. I feel 5 slots of fuel. Of course, it can be expanded in the future. What the fuck? No. Private final. Non-null list of item stack. Item S? No, item stack. And we're just going to call this the. What should we call it? We should call it the. I can't think of the word. Generator slot? So just generator. Generator seems probably the best way to put that. Now I'm just going to quickly check for something in another mod because I want to see if I've got some logic for how this can work. Because I'm pretty sure I've made something kind of similar in the past with the. So if I just go into the, is it there? I'm honestly not sure. Anyway, back to this. So we want the non-null list, not non-function list, dot with size of 5 and item stack to empty. Item stack empty. There we go. Now the reason we're doing 5 is obviously because we've got 5 slots. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I suppose we would have a Boolean which has power, maybe? I'm not sure. Has power, is creating power, is powered. I've got no idea. Okay, so do I need times in it? I suppose we would need times, wouldn't we? Because it would burn through an item, so we're just gonna do the same there. So private int, not press time, generator. We'll just call it generator time at the moment. And we'll do the same. We could just put this in a list, but it would be fine just to do it as this. Not get generator time. I suppose we could put them together whilst initializing them, but it's not really that big of a deal. I'm going to say we can't remove items from the generator because if you're putting something into a generator, you're not really going to be able to take it out. I mean, I suppose we could configure it to if we wanted to change that, but I'm not really bothered about taking items out of a generator if it's just going to be something like coal. So it can probably bypass a kind of remove method. However, I am going to make a add item because we need an add item. So I'm just going to do the same as here. I suppose it could probably just be the same method exactly. Yeah, let's copy this just from the coin press because it'll make everything much easier. So I just want to get the generator, and we won't reset the position because I haven't got anything like that yet. We don't really need to play a sound when it's added, at least at the moment we don't. What else? We can change the parameters, press time to generate the time. Now I'm just going to quickly explain why I've done this as a boolean and not like just return it as a void. Now, if I just did a void, that would be perfectly fine. However, if obviously we've got the same method in the coin press. Now, if I go into the actual block where this is called, so it's going to block registry and open it from here, we can see in the use method, which is deprecated. Why is that deprecated? Is it going to tell me, or is it just going to? No. So basically, what we're doing here is we're getting the client side, and we are obviously not the client side because we're reversing that around. Absolute magic. And then we're getting the tail entity at the position in the world. And if it's an instance of the coin press, then I've absolutely messed up that class. That's fine. And we're setting the tail entity to that. We don't need to worry about that. Then we get the item stack which is in the player's hand. If it is currently gold, because I haven't added any kind of recipe system to this yet, then instead of just calling the void method, we can actually add a check inside of the method itself to see if the position is empty. So if the position, because obviously the coin press only has one slot, so if that slot is not empty, it will immediately return false. And basically we can just use that here quite easily to set it to remove the item stack from the player. Now, obviously if that position is empty, then we can copy the item stack from here, reset the position if we need to, then set the position, and basically it's so we can just remove the item quite easily without having an extra check inside and sending variables in random places. So that's the only reason why this is a Boolean method. So well done for your... Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'm not really bothered about using deprecated methods. I changed something the other day when Shane was calling the deferred work queue because it was... Where is it? Is it in the common events? It should be. Yeah, I just called it through the event because it was a lot easier to do. It must be client. Where is it? Common events? Yeah, I just called it through the event because it's not deprecated through that way, so it should be fine. So yeah, we don't need to reset the position yet. So position, what is... Anyway, right, what am I looking at? We need to implement a clearable, yeah. It's probably why we don't have the methods. So implement a clearable and add the methods for that, which is just the one, and it should just be quite easily to get the generator. So this dot generator dot clear, and that should be perfectly fine. I'm just going to quickly minimize that method. And let's take a look at Add the item. Honestly, I'm just completely winging it here. I don't even know what the generator is supposed to be doing. If it's connecting to a block, if it's next to a block, I really don't know. But I might add another coin. Because if I run the game now, it'll probably crash because this is broken. But I just want to quickly show the villager thing that we've got because... Is it just called villager? I don't know, because I'm going to have to summon it because there is no egg. I'll quickly run the game just to show the villager system. Hello there, Aspect of Redstone, how are you doing? Right, we'll load this game and we shall get on with what we're doing just because I want to show the villagers. Oh no, I've broken my thing. Hold on a second. I think I've broken OBS. Is GitHub still open? That's the problem. No, that wasn't I was meant to close that. Oh well. Okay, well, it just looks like I've been talking to myself for the past however many minutes, but okay, that's not really annoying. I hope it's fixed now anyway. Remove item, no update. I'll go just there. Index and item stack. Obviously, we don't want it to update, so we'll just do take items so it doesn't cause an update to the tile entity. Yeah, it seems I've obviously got some kind of hotkey set up for muting the mic and I didn't even know about it. But now that's turned off, that should hopefully not happen again. I've disabled the hotkey which was for muting and right, anyway. I've just hit the mic, so slap that out of the way. Okay, set item is just going to be the same as this. Just copy everything from there, but we need the index and stack. And we'll just call the generator still valid. This dot level because world is just broken. Stop world position. There we go. Is equal to. You know what? I'm just gonna copy this because it's always gonna be the same method really. Obviously, we need to write the generate items. Tick method we'll just leave blank for now because we don't have any checks for the items in the slots. However, we'll probably fix that in just a few moments when we actually have things working properly. Tick method will So we're going to start working on the writing to because I'm just going to move tick all the way down just so I know where it is. I'll still probably lose it, but that's not really the problem at the minute. So private compound tick. Now I just call these tags. Like in my head when I'm thinking of compound MBT, I'm just thinking of tag. I mean that kind of is what it is anyway, but I still right generate alright and compound MBT compound not always just that. Anyway, inventory util. Dot save all items. Generate a compound, passing the compound that we're going to supply it with. Then this dot generator to get all the items. Now this method is quite easy. It's literally just getting a list of all the tags, and for each of the things in the list, it's getting the item stack, and it is just literally putting a slot byte in there. So it'll just save that to anything that it needs to. And obviously it will work with whatever because we're putting the name, the compound, and the actual slot through. So we need to return the compound after we've done that. Obviously, we need to return the compound. Otherwise, nothing will work at all. So that's all we really need. We'll just grab the save from the thing, and we will compound MBT, change to compound, return super dot Super save compound. You always want to do that just to make sure you're saving any data which has been added in some kind of external class. So the parent method, which should be in, not there, the actual side of the inventory. Okay, so this dot write generator item, I'm passing the compound, and that should literally write every time. So now, every time the save method is called, so basically when it's saving data, we will always be writing the generator item. However, so obviously we're going to have to, every time this method is called, it will save. I'm going to get rid of the find and have a look at what we're going to do next. So we've got this, reset the position. Should we reset the position now, or I suppose it would just be easier because we can just get rid of all of that mess of a method. So we're going to just go under reset position, so void reset. And this is basically just taking the, why is it taking the cook time in? It's taking the cook time because it is just reset. So it's taking that from there. So the generator time obviously is just going straight into there. Cook time? That should be press time. What's happening here? This dot press time. Let's fix that up. Change cook time to press time. There we go. Okay. So we're just going to quickly call generator time and delete that. And we want the generator time straight in there. This dot generator time is equal to 0, so we reset that position, surprisingly enough, because this is the reset position method, and then we're just going to set the total time to the current press time, or generator time even, just so that gets reset as well. Just so it kind of restarts the entire process. And then we'll just send the updates to client and stuff, so compound, using your compound tag, MBT not tag, this dot write generator item, and just passing the compound. And that's all we need because we haven't got the methods for the times. So where is the save? There we go. Private compound MBT. Write generator time. Time, yeah, we'll just go time. And need the compound MBT as well as compound. And we'll just copy it from here. So we have compound put int. So we can call that straight from there. So we'll just call generator times. Generator time, that's fine. And then we're just going to do the same for, you know what, we're just going to copy this method. Copy the word total. Must just be total time, not total times. That's perfectly fine though. I'm going to close GitHub because I made that mistake last time and kept that open, which really shouldn't do. So we need to call these methods now in the reset position. Where's reset? There we go. Right. Generate item. No, not generate item. What do you call it? Right. Generate a time. Right. Generate a total time. Go. And obviously we just need to quite simply call the tile entity update, which is just going to be the same as this. And I've just copied that in again. What am I doing? That should be perfectly fine. So that's just matching that method there. Oh well, streamed out again. Oh well. Anyway. So we can copy this use method, obviously, because like I said, it's going to be pretty similar in the way that it kind of works, basically. Put this under, straight under. Instance of generate a tile entity. Generate a tile entity. Cast that to there. Compress tile entity, nope. Generate a tile entity. There we go, generate a tile entity. Why haven't we got that? Remove item? Because we're not removing items from the generator. We don't want to be removing items from there because you'll probably hurt yourself. You see, we want coal. I will add a kind of list thing to make sure it will accept other fields. We'll probably use a tag system for that, though, just to make sure. Or however, it would have to be. How would that work? So, oh yeah, it would be quite easily just to add get the burn times for each of the items anyway. Now, what is the problem in this class? Return, return. We can't double return. That's not going to work. Quickly run and see if it will actually add the item to the tile entity. If it doesn't add the item to the tile entity, then I've done something wrong. And we'll need to find out what I've done wrong. Otherwise, we won't be able to move on at all. Okay, so tile entity, can I complete the break? Surprisingly enough, no. No, it didn't break. Right. Will this mob go away? Does it attack the player? I'd like to see some kind of combat between them. Slash game mode. Survival? Yes, it does attack, and it's quite powerful, and it's after me. I don't know how I'm gonna turn around in a run, but you know. Run? Let's just quickly run away and change the game mode. There we go. I didn't think that was going to attack me. Go back into creative. Right, okay. So obviously nothing's going to happen there. So we could do data get block at this position. So currently there is nothing happening with the block. If we give ourselves some coal, it removes it. Slot 1 has coal. That's fine because we haven't added any kind of way to increase the kind of slot which it's going to be added to. We haven't looped through all the slots in a certain way. But that's fine. It's perfectly fine. If I just quickly go onto GitHub, and I'm pretty sure I've literally got exactly what I need inside of something else. Java. Pineapple food mod. Because I'm pretty sure inside of the pizza oven I have exactly what I need. F3 and F4. I haven't used F3 and F4, I don't think. Oh, you have to hold it. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I knew about this, but I just don't use it. It's a nice little menu though. Not gonna lie. I still just use F3 and N to go through the previous two though. It's kind of the easiest one. Easiest thing to do, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah. So basically, I'm going to have to create a new method because what I thought I had, I don't have. So I'm just going to quickly close the game there. So we're going to go into the generator tile entity, and because this is for a specific slot and we can't really specify the slot every time, we're going to have to remove that method. So we're going to create a new one. Public boolean add item. I'm just going to add the item stack, I think. So item stack, stack. And we're going to have to get every single kind of slot inside of the generator, so we can just use a for loop for that. So int I is equal to 0 to start off with. And then from there we can just get the, if I is this stuff. Why do I keep thinking it's fuel? It's generator. Shouldn't be fuel though, because it's the fuel for the generator, but the generator is the tile entity which has the slot. I'm gonna keep it as generator. Let's not wonder why. Dot size, so if the size is less than, then we can just keep adding. And then we'll open that up. So if this, why does that, this dot generator dot get the instance of I, which is what it's looping through, if it's not empty, then we can run this. So item stack, and we can just call this fuel is equal to stack dot copy because we want to copy it out, and then we are going to get the fuel, and we're going to set the count y within slash dot set count to 1. So that's how many we're going to be inputting each time. This dot fuel, not this dot generator, sorry, dot set, and we just need to set the index and the item. That should be perfectly fine. Then we'll need to send all of the compound MBT. So let's call that compound to a new compound MBT. This dot write generator item, pass in compound, and then do tile entity, not handler util, dot send update packet. I just need to send this and the super dot save. Yeah, that's right, save and pass in compound. So hopefully that should loop through all of the slots, get the first one which is empty, and then add the fuel, save it to the client, and update everything. Hopefully that works. Why have I got an error here? What's broken here? Yeah, we need to return. I forgot this was a Boolean method. Return false. And if we have successfully done something, then return true. Let's see if this works. It probably should, but then again, it probably won't. What is the error? Add item inside of there. What's broken here? Add item. I just need the stack, don't I? You don't need to add the times or anything. As long as we get each kind of slot working, that should be fine for the moment. Come on and load the game. I'm not sure if I've got 1.17 actually installed, but if I do, then I might stream that at some point because I haven't actually played the update yet. I played a couple of early snapshot versions, but apart from that, I haven't really had a proper go at playing it, and I'm not sure what's happening with the cave systems actually. I'm pretty sure that's activated by a data pack, but again, I don't know. I'll check if I've got it installed. If I've got it installed, I might stream it later today. So let's quickly jump over to the game. And let's see if it works. It probably not, but we can always try. Hello again. You attacked me before, so I'm just gonna straight up kill you. That was a yawn and a half. Right. And we haven't done an on remove method, so it's not gonna actually drop any items when we break it. T, cool. That's another little trick I like to do in the creative inventory is if you're in one of these tabs here, you can press T to head over to the search items, which is a really cool feature. So data get block at this position. As we can see, nothing is there. The first slot has coal with a count of 1, and so does the second slot. And that should work 5 more times, so 1, 2, 3. And this is going to be paint to C, F3 and D, and we'll run the command again. So we've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do it one more time. And in D, just to clear chat. Now this shouldn't work anymore, that's fine, we're not getting anything removed from our inventory. As we can just see, it's not going down. That's pretty good. At least that method works anyway, so we're going to kill you as well, because... No, we're not, because you've walked away. But yeah, that works in a basic way, anyway. It works as soon as we do what we need to do. So the next thing that we really need to do is work down each slot. So we need to get the fuel, and we actually need to kind of power the block. We're not powering the block, because powering the block just suggests it's being powered. However, I'm going to commit this to GitHub, just so we've got everything we need to do which works currently. So what have we changed? We've changed the tile entity, and we've changed the... Why doesn't that... Oh, it's because it's just completely... So yeah, in the tick method is where we're going to add all the logic. Obviously we're going to check if the slot is empty. If the slot is empty, then it'll do nothing. It'll just tick through like it normally would. However, we're going to add an external method, so if it isn't empty, then we're going to start a countdown in some kind of way. So we're going to get the fuel which has been put in. Obviously it's going to be more dynamic than it already is, so we can quite easily add more than just coal to power the generator. So added basic, should call this basic tile entity methods, and that should just be fine. And I'm just going to quickly commit that because we've got 2 going, and I'm not sure if Shane's working or anything. Probably should have checked before if he was. I don't think he is though. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add platinum. Should I add platinum? Or just leave that for... You see, this is... Right, we should probably do an on replace method, because I'm going to end up forgetting to create some kind of on place method, and I'm just going to end up releasing the mod, and anytime a tile entity has something inside of it, it's just not going to drop it like at all. So I'm just going to add that now, I think. Just as it's probably also going to save time in the long run as well. So I'll go back to my IDE. Where's IntelliJ? There we go. I can change the build options there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make sure that is fine. Right. So we can close, no, we can close, I need that block. We can close the game. but I need the block. So block, generate a block. We'll just put this under the use method. Replaced. Can be replaced. Removed by player. What's this? What's the method? On the original one, I believe, was just on placed. I'm just gonna quickly. Well, it would be nice if the stream just stopped randomly dying. That would be absolutely wonderful. But it is on remove. So we can, oh god. State. Old state. World. Pause. New state, I suppose. And this would be, is moving? Yeah. Pretty sure that's what that was. So we're going to get if the old state dot get block, not get value dot get block. If that is not equal to the new state, obviously dot get block, then we're going to do this method here. Do this process. Do a tile entity, just call that tile entity, and we're going to get this equal to the world dot get block entity at pause. Then we can do if the tile entity is an instance of our generator tile entity. Then we can do generator tile entity and call that generator tile entity is equal to the tile entity. But we need to cast it to the generator tile entity, but we're already going to check there just to make sure it is an instance of that, so that should be fine. And then we're just going to grab the inventory helper. I'm pretty sure I've added this, and then we're just going to do drop items, or I presume it's drop contents now. So we'll grab world, pause, generate a tile entity dot get, and we'll need to do it for all of the things. So we need to get her for the actual the slot. The can't remember what that was called. So I'm just going to put this at the top here. So get generator, and that's just going to return generator. So dot get generator. Now that should hopefully mean we are getting the things we need. So when it's replaced, that should work. And I should probably also add this to the other tile entity, just to make sure we are dropping everything when we need to. So I'm going to copy this method and paste it inside of the coin press. Where am I going to put it? I'm just going to put it underneath the on use method. Did I put it underneath or on top? That's the tile entity. I put it underneath, so we're going to keep it underneath, just to make sure everything is kind of the same. So obviously we want to get rid of the, trying to think of the word, the instance of generator, because we're obviously going to have to change this to the magical thing, which is the time press. I've completely lost for words at the minute. I'm not sure why. And we need to get we'll obviously need to create a new method for that as well. So we're going to add this called coin press tile entity. And call get press. That should be fine. Get press. Run and see if when we replace, everything's fine. Okay. Hurry up and let this game load. Okay. Game has loaded. We shall get into it. Okay, here we go. Load the world. Okay. Has that been removed by the game, or was that me? I'm pretty sure that was me just testing out the method. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be fine. Break. There we go. I'm actually just going to quickly pick up a stack. I'm pretty sure I was on 59 anyway, but I'm just going to make sure. So, break, and we get exactly a stack back. Now I add the same method to the coin press, so I'm just going to make sure the coin press also works. So we're just going to place that down. Obviously that's not the one we need. We need the gold ingot. Now if I break this now, that should go grab the gold ingot. And if we wait the 600 ticks, then we shall see if it also drops the coin. Which it should, because the gold already dropped and it's the same slot, but it's always nice just to double check. Which is technically a quadruple check. But we're not gonna go into that. Now, if there's any artists and modelers that want to kind of help out for the mod, then me and Shane, we would love you to, because there we go, breaks that. Because surprisingly enough, Shane, well, I created the texture for the coin, and it's just been hue shifted. Which I mean, for a prototype for an item is fine, but for the final thing, it's not the best. But okay. So yeah, if you're an artist and you want to help out, then just let me know. Now, if I just quickly save and quit, just want to make sure. Yep, got all these ready. Dynasty, we could probably add the coin here as well. So I'm just going to quickly change that now. And we're going to update any GitHub information we have. Added remove methods, on remove, yeah. So added on remove method for tile entities. And I'm just going to commit that and send it off just so it'll work. So we can close off GitHub just for a minute. Okay, now the stream has decided to fix itself. We can change the items. So we're just going to get Dynasty Gold Coin. Configure background can stay the same. Oh well, I'm still trying to get up the live dashboard because I can't see chat otherwise because that completely cut out. Manage, is that where I need to be? Yeah. I'm not entirely sure why that cut out. Internet just said no. Anyway, I don't know if you saw what I did last. I basically just updated the not the cataloged icon to the coin just to change it from the original. But that's fine. That's all I did there. I could quite easily commit that. Updated catalog icon. There we go. That should be fine. You see, I would also love to say that I make textures, but again, I'd say I'm not there yet. So what else have we got to do? I've created the generator, I've got no model, not gonna model that yet. Generator works, because it has the items and it ticks down. I'm not gonna lie, I thought the generator would probably take a little bit longer to do, but then I realized it's kind of just already a copy of what I've already got. So there's no real use changing that up. Oh, what's this happening? What's happening? Okay, 36 is the forge version. I'm very tired. I probably should have slept a bit more. Yeah, I mean that's all I really needed to do because I can update that in the Trello now. I'm just gonna quickly set that as work in progress. I needs integration with other stuff. Assets required, obviously. That's updated on the Trello page. So that's basically done now. As for the other things they're either work in progress or they're already done. Obviously, if anyone's got any ideas for Dynasty, it would be greatly appreciated. We currently have the villagers with their custom trades for the coins. We've got the coin press, which is going to be powered by the generator. And obviously structures, we've got a separate village and stuff like that. However, oops. Let's quickly take a look at this toy guns. Let's take a look and see what we've got going on here. The only problem with working on the toy guns mod is all of the comments that I put in, got to work around them. I'm just going to quickly open it in actual Minecraft, like through the launcher, because I'm pretty sure I've got it packaged up in there, and we can look at it through shaders, because shaders makes the game look better. At least in my opinion, it makes it look a lot better. No, I don't want to play the latest release. Prepare that not. So yeah, I haven't fully experienced 1.17, so I might later on, maybe today or tomorrow or Wednesday or Thursday, Friday, I don't know. I may be going ahead and streaming some because I don't often get to play. I haven't played, like, properly played a survival kind of world in quite a while. And starting up with a new version, I think, that would be quite interesting. Be interesting to see what was added. I played early on in the snapshots, but I haven't done too much recently. It may look like I'm doing nothing right now, but I'm actually loading the game up through the launcher, so I don't think it's the same. Is it? No, it's currently on the loading process, so it's not going to be the same window and it'll not show up. Okay, so just waiting for the game to load up. Ba-da-ba-ba, just waiting for the game to load again. Oh no, the game isn't responding for some reason. Why is it not responding? Oh, hold on, here we go. Right. Is it actually coming up on the thing or not? No, it isn't. Why isn't... I'm not sure why, but for some reason Minecraft isn't coming up on the stream window. I'm just gonna quickly remove that. Oh, the game crashed. Okay, that's nice. We'll not load it through there. Coin stacks and coin blocks with those, it would manage your inventory better. Uh, yeah, that coin blocks kinda seems like one of those mods which I've seen a lot of mods which add a lot of blocks which don't really make sense. Like I've seen a couple of there was one mod I saw a while ago which was like a flesh block, which obviously take 9 rotten flesh and a craft table and you can make a flesh block. That didn't really make sense to me. Similar to like a coin block, because a coin block would just kind of be a block of gold. So maybe something like obviously 1.7. I'm pretty sure 1.17 part 1 adds bundles. So maybe something like bundles which only accept currencies, a bit like Terraria where it's got the you've got your coin section and your currencies. Maybe something like that. I'm not sure. But add that to the trailer just as kind of like on the ideas area. Uh, just to see, like you can keep all of your coins together. Obviously, there'd be a max stack size and stuff. Uh, I'm just gonna quickly add that to there. But yeah, that's not something I've thought of actually. And maybe once upgrading through certain villages, like a leather worker, you can get like a leather pouch or something, and it would be able to hold more coins. I'm not really sure how. Obviously, there'd be some progression. There'd probably be different tiers or something like that, so you could hold more, and it would help on your inventory space. Yeah. Because we're planning on adding different villagers. Like, obviously, Minecraft has the base kind of blacksmith, leather worker, and stuff like that. But we're trying to add like a more. Obviously, I'm not going to say better because the word better is more subjective to what everyone else thinks. But in kind of a way what we're going with the village kind of system, our picture, personally, anyway, our picture as being kind of like medieval kind of things, especially because we've got the guards, which are like the equivalent of iron golems for the villagers, which we're adding. Um, the AI that they actually use as part of the villager, the iron golem thing anyway. But the way I picture it in my head, it is more of a obvious medieval kind of thing, but it's not specifically that because obviously we've got the generator, which would be more after that kind of time period, but it's not specifically set in one time. So we could add stuff like leather pouches, and obviously upgrading through trades. I'm still not sure how the trade system is going to work with the interaction system with the other entities, but we'll figure out some way to add different villagers. So obviously we've got blacksmith, leather worker, and like the whole point of the trades was to work your way up. So when I was talking about earlier, we've obviously got the gold coin. Now Shane decided to add copper. Now obviously copper will be added in 1.17, so that will be removed from the mod obviously. But we're gonna add platinum as well, which is gonna be kind of like a higher up kind of tier. So it's not like because we thought obviously you can't really have diamond coins, and obviously iron coins don't really. It seems it can be easily farmable. Yeah, gold is easily farmable as well, but iron obviously just set up quite an easy villager early game farm for a lower end tier. But copper, obviously get copper coins, so copper coins to start off with as kind of like the level 1 for the villagers, and then go up to like level 2. You see, nickel, I suppose nickel could be kind of used, but with 1.17 adding copper, it seems they would kind of be the same level. So it would seem a bit off to have nickel and copper because we kind of want 3 tiers of. I'm trying to think of the word, not payment specifically, but 3 tiers of coins that could be used throughout the mod. So you've got the lower end, the middle, and the higher. Lower being copper, middle being gold, and higher being more kind of not leaning on diamond because obviously diamond's a rare resource. It'll be difficult to get, but obviously we don't want to go as far as netherite. But iron you can get more commonly, so the iron would more be on the same level as gold. So if we were to add iron coins, then they would be kind of given at the same level as gold. But we're thinking about adding some kind of or in between diamond and gold, which doesn't obviously just because it's not ore, just like copper, we're not going to specifically add, tools and armors and stuff like that. But that's kind of the currency system we want to go for the villagers because we wanted to differ it from the obvious villager system in the base game of Minecraft where you give emeralds for items. We wanted more of a economic system in the mod, which hopefully that makes sense. And another thing which I was sort of contemplating was adding new kinds of shields. Because obviously you've got the main shield in the game, but the main shield is just one model. Yeah, you can put banners on them and you can customize them as much as possible, but it would be cool to have kind of different shapes of banners. So like not banners, rounded shields and other stuff like that, like wooden shields, iron shields, kind of just tearing things again up. So it kind of just creates a sense of level in the game. In fact, that's not actually on the Trello, so I'm gonna add that now. Uh, New shields. Is that how you spell shields? Yeah, new shields. Silver. Yes, silver would be possible. Silver is something I've also looked into on my expansion. So maybe if we added integration with that, then that could possibly work as another tier. Because a bit like the way Mojang added copper, they didn't add all of the. Obviously, they didn't add tools and they didn't add armor for it. We're kind of. Well, obviously, we don't want to. We don't want to be one of those mods which just adds a new ore, so we must add all of the armor, and tools, and stuff to go with it. But it would be cool looking at possible properties to have with the armor, so we could relate it to how the metal actually works. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think I'm gonna kind of wrap up this stream now. I've created the generator. I've added the what do you call it? I can't think of the word. I really can't think of the word. What was it? Yeah, we've done that. So either later today or at some point this week, I'll stream again. We'll get more work done on either Dynasty or something else, and hopefully, if possible, the stream won't randomly die. I'll try and figure out something which will hopefully make sure the stream doesn't randomly die at multiple points and very randomly. But yeah, obviously, hopefully this is going to be the start of more content, so I'm not specifically aiming to get back into making content specifically for modern Minecraft, obviously because 1.17 is just released, so if I create a tutorial for 1.16, then it would require update, probably quite soon, in fact. I've not really been following the Forge development, but it would probably be releasing at some point within the next couple of weeks. So that will be somewhat not specifically useless, but just oh yeah. So for adding new ores and stuff, it's somewhat mandatory nowadays to use tags. Obviously, the whole point of like 1.12 or dictionary was to kind of make mods more compatible. So if you had one mod which added copper and you had another mod which added copper, if they had recipes in their mod which used the copper from their mod, then obviously it would just be a pain because it would generate underground. You'd have to find the specific copper from that specific mod. If it wasn't added to the ore dictionary, then you wouldn't be able to use that specific copper with that mod ID on a different recipe. But yeah, it would be all those should be mandatorily added to a tag now, just to make mods more compatible. And tags are very easy to implement with just data packs as well. So yeah, I am gonna go and probably sleep because I haven't done, in all honesty, I haven't done much sleeping recently. But hopefully I can work on some more mods later in the week, probably on stream, and as well as that, hopefully get on to playing the new Minecraft update because I still haven't done that. So remember, like this stream if you. I'm not gonna go through that bullshit. But obviously, if you enjoyed, then subscribe and like, and I'll see you in the next stream. So goodbye.